developer community, you guys. And then I wanted to give some insight, a little bit of, some hints and just some perspective on the vision that we have for new growth opportunities for you guys. Before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about when I got involved with Roblox back in. I started talking to Dave in 2010 during my interview. I met with a handful of the team, old school team, John Shidletsky and those guys. And I started in early 2011, and the peak concurrent players at that time, my first week, was 33,000. And it seemed like a lot. I think there's probably half a dozen games on Roblox that have a higher peak concurrent player right now, probably this week. So we've come a long way. At that time, it was a very different product. Dave still had a very bold vision, but we were looking at ourselves kind of as user-generated content, sort of building game, starting to toy with this idea of are we a game, are we a platform, trying to figure it out, a little bit of an identity crisis. At the time, there were a lot of features that we have now that we didn't have then. Smooth terrain, water, I think teleports. And every day when we would come in, we'd make decisions, we had this sort of trade-off between the gameplay and the platform play. And we were definitely moving toward platform, but we were making a lot of the content. We were making our own games. We were making event games. We made some standalone titles. And there was always a little bit of a temptation to go in the gameplay direction because there was more immediate payoff, whereas platform was like this more long-term vision. But I think we made the right decision. Obviously, I think the right decision for everyone here is it's really our guarantee, our commitment to empower you guys, the creative engine, the people driving the content on Roblox, driving the community, really powering the imagination of our players. So to kick it off, I was mentioning some of those features that we didn't have when I started. One of them was the ability for developers to monetize their game in a more meaningful way. At the time, you could monetize for a free currency, you could monetize for Robux, but you couldn't actually pull real-world currency out. So that is a change. So here are some numbers, and I don't want to focus too much on the financials of it, but numbers are fun, and financial numbers are fun, especially when they're going up. So we can look at some of these. This is year-over-year numbers from May 2016 to May 2017. It's a good year. So number of games getting 1 million plus visits doubled. The amount of Robux earned per developer effectively doubled. And this third bullet point here, you've been hearing it from us over and over, and you'll continue to hear it from us more. Mobile, mobile, mobile. So the share of mobile and console earners from DevX has also doubled over that time. And the total Robux earned has basically tripled. That's kind of a proxy measure for the vitality of the economy in general, like how many Robux are moving through the platform. So again, not to focus too much on the financials, but I do think that these numbers look really good, and they show sort of a proxy for the overall health and vitality of the Roblox ecosystem. Cool. So with those, we had a big increase in cash out. Average cash out basically tripled. You can see a large jump there in March. That is two things. We increased the limit for how much you could take out at once. We also improved the ratio in developers' favor. So that's reflected there. This third bullet point is pretty exciting, I think. Devs in Europe now account for 28% of cash out, up from 19%. Who here is from Europe? Show of hands. A lot of you guys. So those nice growth milestones that we hit. I guess I should have mentioned earlier, started 33K peak concurrent players this year, over 1 million. Awesome. A lot of growth over that 7-year span. A lot of names up here, many of whom you know. Grace just presented. You probably know Justin, Deepak. Deepak, slaves, blood, sweat, and tears for you guys. He is your champion. It's mostly tears, but a lot of all three. And so what this slide really is, this represents Roblox's commitment to you. We are staffing up specific teams, specific individuals that are there just for you. They are there to execute on your needs, your ideas, suggestions, the way that you need the platform to move to execute on your creative vision.